What a rousing story that is. It's a story that's been remade so many times, it's kind of difficult to get an accurate count on how many versions there have been. But I'm back with the man who selected this particular version for us, comedian and actor Greg Proops. Now, this was a really interesting movie. Richard Lester, there was nobody quite like him. He had his stamp on things like that that were so good. And I'm just sorry he didn't make more movies.
Oh, I know. What a light touch.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Beatles movies are just crammed with energy and kind of invent MTV.
And hold up so well.
Right?
Yeah.
And we came from advertising, and I think that the ability to sell a scene and make things move right along and use humor and everything is such a hallmark for him. And there's lots of wonderful music in the background of little different scenes. You hear clavinet in certain scenes. The scene with the fireworks is extraordinary, where Roy Kinnear's dressed as a bear and there's rockets shooting everywhere. He just really handles all the visuals. And with a light touch, you know.
Yeah.
There's no Sturman drama.
And everybody gets their place in the sun. You know, he shows them all off well.
Charlton Heston is a bad guy. When does he play bad guys?
Right.
He's never a bad guy.
Right.
He's always, you know, Moses.
Right.
And this one, he's so evil and conniving and backroom and fantastically arrogant.
Right.
I think it's a great role for Heston, and it was beautifully cast. I love seeing him do that, because he's not doing his usual, you know. In this one, he's do you fear me? What is it? I love you, my son,
right.
and all that.
But, you know, he was so good always as a villain when he did, like, The Big Country.
Sure.
And nobody really used that side of Heston that much.
No, they don't. And he's good as a callow character. They always use him as a hero because he's so staunch.
But there's something very kind of arrogant about him and devious about him.
I think so. I mean, you could argue that of all male leads, I can't think of a movie where he turns to a woman and says, I love you. I mean, he made 100 pictures, and he's not particularly fatherly or even husbandly, really.
He's studied.
Yeah.
He's always studied.
Yeah.
And that's what you find villains are studied. They have to be.
And that's what makes him so great as Richelieu, because it's all about a chess match, you know.
So it's a great choice. I'm really glad you picked it.
Thank you.
So we're going to move on now. Up next, Greg is going to be back with another film he picked as this month's guest programmer. This one is as good an example as you'll ever see of film noir. It's from 1947, stars Robert Mitchum, Jane Greer, Rhonda Fleming, and Kirk Douglas.